What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Counting Wisdom podcast. We can only warn people so much. We give out our warnings and we tell people, hey, God says this. God says that, you need to turn your life around. Or God says that, you have to repent. And I think that, even though we tell people, it's up to them to make that final decision. And I believe that we can't feel guilty for those people who decide not to follow Jesus. That's their choice on whether they want to or not. I think the Bible has a few examples of this, but the one that I'm thinking about is in Ezekiel, where God says to Ezekiel that he will hold Ezekiel accountable if he doesn't say anything. But God doesn't hold Ezekiel accountable for the life of those people when he does say something to them, but they don't, heed his message. They don't heed it. They don't turn away from whatever it is that, they're doing that is evil. And so I think in the same way, we as Christians can give our message out. We send our message out, and really it's God's message about, the end times, about, just living right, and how there is a judgment, and how there is, a time where we have to give an account for our lives. We tell people about how Jesus said that whoever does not believe will be condemned. Excuse me. And we give out our message. But, I don't think we should feel a huge weight on our shoulders when, we see people refuse to listen. Now, I think sometimes it's not that we can't feel bad for people. I think we can have feelings for those that don't make it, but at the same time, we ourselves, I know I heard a message, over, so many years where I, by the grace of God, changed. And so if we can hear the same message, and turn to Jesus, then, there's nothing stopping all the other people out there who need to turn to Jesus, but just don't. And so, even for our friends, our loved ones, I think we can help ourselves by making sure that we at least say something. I think we can feel bad, when we may not necessarily be doing everything that we can, but I think after we have prayed, after we have, prayed for that person and, maybe gave them some material to read and, gave them, help, we have to, trust in God that, hey, maybe they will listen later on, maybe they will turn to hear the message later on when it's not too late. But, we can't feel guilty about those people who refuse to follow Jesus. I think God is waiting on every person who is going to turn to him. He's giving every person that time to do so. And I think we have to trust that, everyone who should make it to heaven will make it to heaven. Not that everyone will make it to heaven, but, those that should be there will be there. And so, those that aren't there, maybe, they wanted to continue in doing wrong. Maybe they wanted to continue to do evil. Not that, they just didn't understand, or, they just couldn't muster the power to overcome. I don't think hell is filled with people like that necessarily. I think it's, more along the lines of a rejection of the wise counsel of God. And then the last thing, is we have to accept the message ourselves and be willing to listen to God. I think sometimes as Christians, we can think that we have all the answers and we know everything. And the reality is, we still have things to change in our own life. And, we have God who is constantly, speaking to us. And we have to soften our heart to be able to listen to what he has to say too. And so, I think that's important as well, is, having a listening ear, continually in our own life, as well as, helping other people get there, and, caring about others. And so, that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for listening. Hopefully you went to church today. And I will talk to you on the next one. See ya.